get from day to day, and how do you just remember what day it is? So how you guys doing? I wish I could be really smiling, but if a lot of you are like me right now, you're still dealing with this whole isolation and this coping, and just how are you getting through all this stuff? So I've recorded this intro this morning for some footage that I recorded a couple of weeks ago, but it's around a topic that I think is still very prevalent, which is how are we coping? How are we coping in this isolation? What things are working for us that help us get through it in a mix of different things? The one thing that I really want to sort of highlight, which is what I've learned, is that really the key to getting through this is be in service. Find someone to help and help them. When you're helping others, it's giving you a boost. I really do find that's the key. So enjoy the video, and we'll see you on the next one. We're out for a ride on one of these rare sunny days as the spring's coming, and so I think today we're going to talk about how are we coping with this whole self-isolation, quarantining, and I think I'm just going to share a bit of personal stuff around how I find I'm coping and how I'm getting through this, and hopefully you guys will get some benefit out of it. So let's go for a ride. Okay, we're off. Where are we today? We're in St. Andreas, I think is where we are. Let's talk about coping during COVID-19. Wow, who would have thought that we'd been here? So just last night, had a meetup with a group of friends that we would always get together and at a local keg on Friday nights and have drinks. And now I just joined in on this one. They've been doing it, I think, for a couple of weeks, but I realized probably about halfway through this call, which was about 10 to 12 of us, mix of friends and acquaintances, some people I didn't know, got to know a little bit more on the call, and obviously we were drinking. We were kind of joking around about the consumption of alcohol, how much it's gone up since this. And alcohol's not my thing. My thing is munching, and it's food. I eat my emotions, so this has been incredibly hard during all this to just stay away from my fridge and to try and do other things that'll occupy my brain or whatever. So, but I've had plenty of my share of being awake at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. because I can't sleep, because there's because this stuff is big. Like, whether you're concerned about your health and actually contracting the virus, and kind of those severe endpoints of the virus. One could be death, and the next thing is just being hospitalized and just damage to your lungs. Like, if none of you have ever had pneumonia, that wreaks havoc on your lungs. And it takes a while to recover from that. So yes, there's the health risk that we're experiencing here, and then there's just the risk, the financial risk. Forget about people, let's say, not being paid or going on unemployment, but there's just all those businesses that need to make a certain amount of money to just really kind of stay out of the red, to stay profitable, and all of that has just disappeared. And my business is in there as well, and I wouldn't say that I'm losing sleep over how am I going to get through these next couple of months, because I think I'm going to be okay for that. What my concern is that how long is it going to take for us to recover financially? And my biggest thing that I'm worried about is that there's going to be a lot of people that it's going to take years to recover from this financial situation. Apparently I'm not going fast enough.
And sometimes that's what sort of keeps me, because I know it's going to affect me. I know it's going to take me a couple of years to recover from this in my business, because it'll be a slow start again. Like I'm in a business where my business model is pretty much I bring people together for experiences and training and development, and there's going to be a bit of a fear around that. So anyways, this is a lot, talking around a lot of stuff just around, but how are we coping? And I know what I need is, I do need that interaction, and sometimes I need deep connection where you're, talking with people and you really kind of get to the heart of the stuff very quickly. And then there's other times I gotta laugh. I need to laugh, and I need to be in situations where other people are making me laugh and I'm making other people laugh, and there's an exchange and there's a lightness that's there. And that was what last night actually was all about. We were all on this messenger, and we're talking about different stuff, and we're complaining about certain things, and then all of a sudden someone starts playing with the graphics, and you've got like funny glasses on or funny hat on, and then you get into little games that you're playing, and it was exactly what I needed. And did it ever feel good? And it lasted, God, I was on that call from 9:30 until 12:30 at night. That was 3 hours that I was on that call, and it was what I needed. It felt good. It just felt good to have that release. And I think maybe that's what it is. It's this release that we need to almost have an escapism or something, because we really are in a place where we cannot escape. We can't go see movies. We can't go, shopping. All those leisure things that we did to maybe sort of, or I guess even the gym is a release too, right? Like these things that we used to do to release, to get it out, are no longer there. So what do we do to release them? We have to find kind of new ways. And I'll tell you, I know the new way for me that's not releasing is trying to do any home workouts. Boy, that's definitely not working out. So need to figure out something else there. So so what is around this whole coping thing? I guess it's finding some way to release. It's finding different ways to connect with people, that it's not just text. And then it's also doesn't always need to be heavy and deep. It's quite okay to have just very light, fun, conversations in an evening with people where they're drinking and they're getting high. Like it's great, Oh God, thank God they legalized cannabis here in Canada. So I know that's helping a lot of people kind of get through, and it's not about coping like ignoring the reality of the world. That's not, none of us were doing it. All of us were being extremely responsible with the social distancing and everything, but yet finding a way to connect. I know that's working. The other thing that I'm seeing is, and now I'm kind of a bit worried, someone was recording video, I guess, of what's going on in front of his house. No idea. Anyways, I'm sure it's a concerned citizen. The other thing that I'm around coping, and this goes back to having conversations with like other coaches and friends, and conversations around some real stuff. And when I say real stuff, it's like what kind of reflection are you doing? How are you going deep? None of us are essentially experts in this, meaning that are we great all the time? No, And from a previous video, as much as I teach this shit, sometimes I'm very terrible at it too. And, we all have some of our bad days too. Times like this, especially when you're in business for yourself, there's, how do you still move yourself forward in terms of running your business, business development, what's, ethically appropriate in terms of looking for new clients, because you don't want to come across as this, kind of snake oil salesman of, helping people, trying to take advantage of people when they're down. Because coaching can be a very powerful thing in times like this, because it really helps people work through their fears, push through it so they come out on the other side. It's a bit like therapy, but with, some concrete actions and a moving forward that happens at the same time. So, but in that reflection, like, how are you helping the greater? Like, how are you being a leader, meaning that helping the people around you, the environment around you, and society around you, and that you're also responsible for yourself, that you're taking care of yourself and what you need, and obviously some of that in this time is financially being able to provide for yourself. So there's a lot of sort of reflection in that, and what feels right, what are you comfortable with, and what's that stuff that it's your fear that's holding you back from doing something versus that you're out of alignment. And those are some things that we like to talk about. So, Ben, did I ever get off topic about the coping? How do you cope? Well, this vlog's going to be kind of everywhere, which is fine, because I guess that's our reality now. We're all a little bit kind of scatterbrained. So, and it might be longer. We might just leave this as its actual length. But the coping is, I know for me, it's a mix of connecting with others, both on a very light level, which is where like a lot of fun and stuff comes in it, and then also with some people on a deeper level, so that you can really maybe work through some of those things that you're dealing with and share those. The other coping strategy, and I realize this is very important, is around self-care and your boundaries. And really it's about being aware, is like, how much can you manage, or how much can you handle of someone else's anxiety? And at what point does being with that other person's anxiety negatively affect you and pull you off of, let's say, your grounded place? I know for myself, in times like this, I need to limit my exposure to the news, which is that I need to stay informed, but I can't be listening to a news update for an hour or watch a report on something, because I can get pulled into kind of these like rabbit holes of opinions and other information that, are they fact? Well, they could be, but also people then put their opinion on those facts, which then opens up a whole bunch of other stuff. And there's interpretations of facts and stuff, where really I just want the facts. Just give me the facts, give me the update, give me what do I really need to know, and then, okay, that's good. Now I can move on. But I need to limit that. I need to limit my exposure of it, because that can easily put me down into, kind of a dark place of where I just feel like, oh my God, we're never going to get out of this. How you doing there, buddy? How are we going to, recover for this? So I need to limit that. So that's all about, I guess, kind of coping in these times. Man, that's kind of the best I can think of on this Saturday, because it's tough. Holy crap. So I hope this helps in terms of the coping. Maybe gives you guys a little bit of some ideas of what you can do. There's no one way for everyone. Everyone copes and manages with this stuff a little bit differently. 67.5 cents. Holy smokes.